Welcome, traveler, to the gentle embrace of the Red River Delta. Close your eyes and let the heavy sweet scent of blooming pomelo flowers guide you into this deep, ancient past. Tonight, we rest beneath the curving wooden eaves of a forgotten village, listening to the quiet, enduring whispers of a time when the earth and the rivers were fiercely alive. In the heart of the ancient capital of Fengchao, the 18th Han King sat upon a massive throne carved from a single dark piece of ironwood, worn smooth by the passage of generations. The grand hall smelled deeply of burning sandalwood and the sharp, grounding scent of crushed betel leaves, kept in a small, intricately engraved silver lime pot, resting quietly beside him. Outside, the rhythmic, slow beating of a massive Zhen bronze drum echoed across the misty valleys, its surface meticulously etched with flying egrets and celestial boats charting the passage of the sun. The king, feeling the heavy weight of his twilight years, sought a husband for his beloved daughter. He desired not just a warrior, but a caretaker of the fragile balance between the yielding earth and the restless monsoon rains. Messengers were sent to the farthest fog-draped orders of Van Lan, carrying scrolls of fine-textured dew paper calling forth the most worthy spirits of the land to present themselves at the royal court. Princess Eminent An was known throughout the verdant delta, not merely for her grace, but for her quiet, profound connection to the rhythm of the seasons. She spent her days in the shaded pavilions, her long dark hair washed in fragrant water of roasted locust pods and fresh lemon leaves, releasing a clean, earthy aroma into the warm afternoon air. She wore a flowing aot tan, its 4 panels woven from the finest raw mulberry silk, dyed in deep, rich tones of persimmon and indigo. Her hands moved with practiced, mesmerizing precision across an old wooden loom, weaving complex patterns that mirrored the terraced rice fields winding up the northern mountainsides. She was the living breath of the kingdom, embodying the gentle, nurturing soil that fed the people and the clear, sweet streams that quenched their thirst. It was said that when she walked through the royal gardens, the delicate lotus blossoms would slowly unfurl their pink petals, turning their faces toward her. Quiet, serene presence. On the day of the choosing, the air suddenly grew heavy, thick with the rich, unmistakable scent of damp soil and ancient, sun-baked stone. Xian Tin, the lord of the high mountains, arrived first. He did not walk with the arrogant stride of a conqueror, but with the deep-rooted certainty of an ancient banyan tree. His garments were spun from coarse, resilient hemp, colored with the dark, organic dyes of mountain roots and crushed tree bark. When his bare feet touched the courtyard stones, tiny moss-green ferns pushed gently through the cracks, quietly blooming in his wake. His power manifested physically, not as blinding light, but as a subtle, immense pressure, the comforting, heavy gravity of a mountain peak pressing down upon the fair valley. He brought with him the silent strength of the Tin Vine Peak, carrying a large, simple walking staff made of petrified wood, which hummed with the slow, eternal vibration of the tectonic plates resting far beneath the surface of the earth. Moments later, the scent of damp earth was met by the crisp, cool, and undeniable fragrance of sea salt and approaching rain. Tin the Lord of the Deep Waters, flowed into the royal pavilion with the smooth, hypnotic grace of a winding river. He wore robes of translucent, shimmering silk, catching the dimming light like the iridescent inside of a clamshell, shifting endlessly between hues of deep riverweed green and stormy ocean blue. His presence caused the heavy, humid air to cool instantly, forming delicate beads of condensation on the bronze pillars of the hall. He did not speak with a booming voice, but with the low, rhythmic cadence of old waves gently washing against a sandy shore. In his hands, he held a single flawless pearl, glowing not with magic, but with awe. The pure, concentrated luminescence of a moonlit ocean surface. His power was fluid, adapting, pulling at the very moisture in the breath of those who stood watching his mesmerizing, tide-like approach. Observing these two profound elemental forces, the Hung King realized that choosing one would deeply offend the other, risking the delicate harmony of his beloved kingdom. Instead, he spoke softly, setting a gentle yet impossible condition written upon a fresh bamboo slip. He decreed that the first to arrive at sunrise with specific, sacred betrothal gifts would take the princess's hand. The gifts were steeped in the deep, ancient mysticism of the mountain tribes. An elephant with 9 perfect curved tusks, a rooster bearing 9 sharp gilded spurs, and a magnificent horse with 9 flowing red manes. These were creatures of the earth, born from the deep forests and the high ridges, subtly favoring the mountain lord with outspoken bias. The king's words hung in the fragrant evening air, heavy with unspoken tension, as both lords bowed with profound, slow reverence. The quiet courtyard settled back into stillness, save for the distant, lonely call of a night heron as the 2 ancient spirits departed to prepare for the coming dawn. High in the misty peaks of Baavi, Essentin's followers, the indigenous mountain tribes, began their careful, methodical search through the ancient, towering bamboo forests. They carried hand-woven rattan baskets and curved iron sickles, tools forged over open charcoal fires, designed to cleanly slice through the dense, fibrous undergrowth. The forest itself seemed to willingly yield the impossible treasures demanded by the king. From the deep, shadowed valleys emerged the majestic elephant, its 9 curved tusks gleaming like polished ivory under the dappled canopy light. Then came the proud, wild rooster, strutting through the damp leaf litter, its 9 gilded spurs reflecting the earthy tones of the terrain. Finally, stepping gently over moss-covered stones, the magnificent horse appeared, its 9 red manes flowing like spun silk threads dyed in rich sapanwood. The mountain spirits guided these sacred beasts using quiet, rhythmic clicks of their tongues and gentle taps of carved bamboo staffs. Ensuring each creature was adorned with ceremonial garlands of wild orchids and fragrant cinnamon bark, ready for the slow descent to the sprawling delta. Below, as the very first pale streaks of dawn broke over the Red River, Essentin arrived at the royal courtyard, his sacred beasts walking with a slow, rhythmic, and heavy grace. The Hung King, true to his royal decree, welcomed the Mountain Lord, initiating the complex, ancient rituals of a traditional Vietnamese betrothal. Servants gracefully carried large, round, lacquered trays inlaid with wool, mother of pearl, presenting mounds of perfectly steamed soy gac. The sticky rice glowing with the vibrant, auspicious crimson hue derived from the oily flesh of the ripe gac fruit. Beside the rice sat meticulously folded trau cow, the green betel leaves. Wrapping a small piece of areca nut and a smear of pink lime, pinned delicately. With a sliver of bamboo, the air filled with the earthy roasted aroma of lotus tea, poured slowly from a heavy, unglazed clay teapot into tiny ceramic cups, the hot liquid steeping the delicate stamens to extract their sweet, subtle fragrance. With a deep, respectful bow, Sun-Tin accepted a cup, cementing the ancient pact between the high peaks and the royal delta. The royal departure was a quiet, deeply emotional procession marked by the slow, mournful notes of a bamboo flute echoing against the wooden pillars of their palace. Princess Enan stepped carefully into a beautifully carved wooden palanquin, its roof shaped like the curved leaf of a lotus, draped in layers of sheer, pale, yellow silk to shield her from the morning sun. She wore a delicate non-kwe thao, a broad, flat traditional hat crafted from dreet woven palm leaves, its heavy silk chin straps resting gently against her collarbone. As the procession began its slow, methodical ascent toward the Teen Vine Peak, the path changed from the soft, wet clay of the riverbanks to the solid, ancient granite of the highlands. The villages lined the dirt roads, silently offering small clay bowls of fresh water and bundles of sweet green rice wrapped in lotus leaves to the passing entourage. Every step taken by the palanquin bearers was synchronized, their breathing steady and rhythmic, carrying the heart of the delta up into the cool, sheltering embrace of the mountain. When the morning sun was fully high, Thai Tin, the lord of the deep waters, finally flowed into the empty courtyard, only to find the lacquered trays cleared and the heavy wooden gates closed. His profound sorrow did not manifest as a violent storm, but as a slow, inexorable swelling of the great rivers. The water table beneath the village quietly rose, dark dampness seeping gently up through the cracks in the sun-baked mud courtyards. The wide, muddy waters of the Red River began to spill over their grassy banks, creeping silently across the terraced rice paddies, drowning the fragile green stalks in a smooth, glassy mirror of water. In response, the Delta farmers moved with generations of practiced, methodical efficiency, using wide, flat wooden spades and heavy woven bamboo baskets suspended from flexible carrying poles across their shoulders. They worked in unbroken rhythm to pile thick, wet clay onto the earthen dikes, fortifying the fragile boundaries between their low-slung, thatch-roofed homes and the slowly advancing, inescapable tide of the heartbroken waterlord. As the silvery waters spread deeper across the valley floor, seeking to reach the mountain's edge, Sun-Tin responded not with weapons, but with the quiet, enduring power of the earth. Where the creeping floodwaters kissed the base of the foothills, the soil beneath simply thickened, slowly expanding and pushing upward in a seamless, fluid motion of stone and clay. The roots of ancient banyan trees stretched out like thick, muscular fingers, digging deeper into the bedrock, weaving a dense, impenetrable underground net that stabilized the shifting hillsides. For every inch the smooth, cold water rose, the mountain peak gently, effortlessly elevated itself. higher into the misty clouds. A poetic, eternal dance between the swelling river and the unyielding terrain. This mystical encounter left no scars upon the land, only creating a new, breathtaking harmony of elevated ridges and deep, winding riverbeds. The farmers, watching from the safety of the reinforced high ground, recognized this slow, beautiful struggle as the natural, enduring rhythm of the season, forever balancing the fierce monsoon rains with the sheltering strength of the Eakole. High mountains. As the silvery waters of Tinh finally began to recede, yielding to the unbreakable endurance of the high mountains, they left behind a profound, unspoken gift upon the delta. The retreating river deposited thick, rich layers of golden brown alluvium, known to the farmers as fuusa. This fine silty clay, carried down from the unseen highlands, coated the terraced fields in a nutrient-dense blanket. The village elders, observing the damp, dark soil, knew exactly what this meant. For the coming harvest, they walked barefoot across the softened earth, feeling the cool, fertile mud squish gently between their toes, assessing its readiness with generations of ingrained knowledge. With careful, practiced motions, they scattered pre-soaked rice seeds directly into the shallow, perfectly leveled paddies, knowing the deep waters had cleansed the land of pests and weeds. Tin's sorrow, though overwhelming, had inadvertently secured the survival and prosperity of the very people he had sought to inundate, binding the fates of the river and the delta into a complex, eternal cycle of destruction and renewal. To harness the newly enriched floodplains, the villagers meticulously assembled massive, slow-turning wooden water wheels, crafted entirely from thick curved bamboo segments and solid ironwood axles. These traditional CNNNC were positioned along the reinforced riverbanks, their wide, flat paddles catching the steady, returning flow of the current. With every rhythmic, groaning rotation, hollowed bamboo tubes strapped to the wheel's outer rim scooped up the cool river water, carrying it upward in a slow, mesmerizing arc before pouring it smoothly into carved wooden troughs that fed the intricate network of irrigation canals. Nearby, farmers guided immense, slate-gray water buffaloes through the muddy fields, their broad, cloven hooves sinking deeply into the soft soil. The beasts pulled heavy, single-blade wooden plows, turning the silt and old rice stubble deep into the earth with a methodical, unhurried pace. The air resonated with the low, resonant commands of the herdsmen and their rhythmic sloshing of water, transforming the chaotic aftermath of the mystical flood into a highly organized, deeply rooted symphony of traditional agriculture. High above the bustling delta, Princess M's Endandi adapted to the quiet ancient rhythms of the mountain tribes, bringing her refined lowlander customs to the rugged peaks. She learned the careful, delicate art of preparing siam lamb, a traditional dish born from the deep forests. The indigenous women showed her how to select young, green bamboo tubes, cutting them just above the natural nodes to create natural cooking vessels. Men Nun would wash sticky mountain rice in freezing spring water, mixing it with grated coconut and raw rock salt. She packed the grain tightly into the hollow bamboo, sealing the open ends with tightly rolled, deep green banana leaves. These tubes were leaned at a precise angle against glowing charcoal embers, rotating them slowly by hand until the bamboo exterior charred to a smoky brown. When split open with a sharp machete, the rice emerged perfectly steamed, encased in a thin, iridescent inner membrane of the bamboo, carrying fair, profound, earthy essence of the high forest. Yet, the profound memory of the water lord's deep longing could never be truly erased from the turning of the seasons. Each year, as the heavy air of the 7th lunar month settled over the delta, the skies darkened with bruised, slate-colored monsoon clouds. Taitinan's annual return was not an act of sudden violence, but a slow, melancholic swelling of the rivers, a persistent attempt to reach the misty peaks where his lost love resided. Knowing the precise timing of this eternal cycle, the villagers prepared with their practiced, stoic efficiency. They spent the dry months weaving massive, conical fishing traps from split bamboo, utilizing a complex hexagonal weaving pattern designed to withstand immense pressure of rising currents. As the floodwaters crept back into the lowlands, expanding the river's domain, the people seamlessly transitioned from farming to fishing, casting lead-weighted hemp nets into the expanded muddy lakes. They understood that the rising water, though demanding, brought immense schools of silver carp and rich, migrating catfish to their very doorstep. This endless, repeating rhythm of rising waters and unyielding mountains became the foundational heartbeat of the Vietnamese soul. To honor this delicate, eternal balance, the people of the Delta constructed small, intricate wooden shrines at the very edge of the waterlines. Their sweeping, curved roofs decorated with deeply carved dragons and protective water serpents. Inside these quiet sanctuaries, they placed heavy bronze incense burners, filling them with the fragrant, smoldering ash of crushed agarwood. The pungent, grounding smoke curled lazily into the damp air, offering a bridge between the physical struggles of the earth and the unseen forces that governed their world. During the autumn festivals, the village elders would once again strike the massive dogom sandrum, the deep resonant vibrations echoing across the water and up into the clouds, a rhythmic heartbeat that acknowledged both the nurturing rains of Tai Tin and the sheltering strength of Essantin. They lived entirely within this beautiful cyclical harmony, forever respecting the quiet, enduring whispers of a land born from the fierce, immortal love of the elements. As the heavy monsoon rains finally retreated, the intense golden sunlight of autumn bathed the terraced fields, signaling the delicate harvest of young, green rice. The mountain tribes, alongside MI and Ning, carefully waded through the shallow mud, using small, curved reaping knives hidden in the palms of their hands to cleanly sever the fragrant, immature stalks. This was the sacred time for making siam. The young grains were meticulously plucked by hand, washed in clear spring water, and immediately roasted over a slow, controlled fire in heavy cast iron pans. An used a wide wooden spatula to constantly stir the delicate rice, ensuring the husks parched evenly without burning. Once roasted, the warm grains were transferred to a deep, hollowed-out stone mortar, rhythmically pounded with heavy wooden pestles to separate the husks. The rhythmic thudding echoed through the highland valleys, a sound of profound nourishment. The finished siam, incredibly soft and sweet, was gently folded into fresh, cool lotus leaves, bound with a single, pliable strand of young straw. With the rice safely stored, the high mountain air grew crisp, prompting the careful preparation of heavy winter garments. Maninang introduced the ancient lowland art of silk cultivation to the highland. Weavers, feeding ravenous silkworms piles of freshly chopped, rough mulberry leaves. When the cocoons were spun tight and gleaming, they were steeped in pots of near boiling spring water, allowing the women to gently unravel the incredibly fine, unbroken threads onto large, spinning bamboo reels. Using a massive pedal-operated wooden loom, Ending began weaving a magnificent heavy cloak for Tin. She masterfully blended the delicate, shimmering lowland silk with coarse, deeply insulating mountain hemp, creating a fabric of unmatched strength and warmth. Along the thick hems, she used bone needles to meticulously embroider ancient dons and motifs, geometric patterns of the sun and protective, sweeping birds, physically binding the cultural heritage of her father's river kingdom to the thick, eternal, unyielding granite of her husband's mountain sanctuary. Far below, in the quiet, receding waters of the dry season, Tin's domain revealed its own rich, hidden bounties. As the riverbanks dried, they exposed thick, pliable veins of iron-rich red clay, completely free of stones and debris. Delta artisans, respecting the water lord's lingering presence, gathered this heavy mud in woven bamboo baskets, carrying it to their shaded, open-air workshops. Here, they practiced the ancient mythological art of pottery, slapping large mounds of the dense clay onto heavy, hand-spun stone wheels. With wet, practiced hands, they patiently coaxed the spinning earth upward, their thumbs pressing deeply into the center to shape wide-bellied fermentation jars and delicate, thin-walled tea bowls. The raw vessels were then stacked carefully inside long, sloping dragon kilns, built directly into the riverbanks. For 3 continuous days and nights, they fed the roaring fires with dry pine logs, the intense roaring heat chemically transforming the soft, yielding river mud into hardened, enduring terracotta to soothe the quiet, lingering melancholy of the deep waters, the delta. Villagers observed a deeply methodical, moonlit ritual of appeasement. They gathered broad, resilient banana leaves, precisely cutting them into small, geometric squares using sharp, iron-forged machetes. These green squares were expertly folded into the shape of small, buoyant boats, pinned securely at the corners with sharp slivers of dried bamboo. Inside each tiny vessel, they placed a tightly rolled cotton wick carefully, soaking it in thick, fragrant peanut oil pressed from the recent harvest. As the full moon crested over the vast, darkened plains, hundreds of villagers knelt at the muddy edge of the water, striking flint against steel to spark small flames. They gently set the glowing leaf boats onto the slow-moving current, watching as the surface tension of the water carried the flickering lights away. The burning oil released a heavy roasted scent into the cool night air, carrying their silent, respectful gratitude down the winding river to Tin. This eternal cyclical balance between the high peaks and the deep rivers culminated in the profound, exhaustive preparations for the Lunar New Year. To honor the earth that sustained them, families engaged in the painstaking labor-intensive process of wrapping ban chain. They washed broad, deeply green dong leaves, wiping them perfectly dry to prevent the sticky rice from spoiling. A perfect, square wooden mold was lined with these leaves, forming a watertight barrier. Into this green pocket, they laid raw, soaked, glutinous rice, thick scoops of pho, mashed yellow mung beans, and heavily peppered strips of rich cured pork fat. The leaves were folded tightly over the heavy filling, bound with incredible tension, using split, flexible strips of jiang bamboo, known as LTT. These dense, square cakes, representing the solid, grounding earth of SN tin, were then submerged in massive copper pots. They boiled violently over roaring, open wood fires for 12 unbroken hours. The sustained heat and immense water pressure fusing the raw ingredients into a single, cohesive offering. When the heavy copper pots finally cooled, the dense, square ban chan were carefully lifted from the water, their green leaf wrappings steeped in the profound scent of boiled bamboo and rich pork. The village elders placed the first flawless cakes upon the ancestral altar, flanked by twin red candles and a wooden tray of 5 carefully chosen fruits. A stick of slow-burning jasmine incense was lit, its thin gray smoke carrying their quiet prayers for a gentle monsoon season directly to the high heavens. Only after this silent communion did the families gather on woven sedge mats to unbind the LET. Using the very same bamboo strings that held the cake together, they expertly sliced the sticky rice into perfect even wedges, avoiding the use of iron knives, which were believed to sever family ties. The rich, savory taste of the infused rice and melting mung bean grounded them to the soil, a deeply physical reminder of ASEAN Tin's enduring protection and the bountiful earth beneath their resting feet. As the warm, gentle breezes of spring settled over the Red River Delta, the farmers initiated the careful planting of the Lua Chien, the early rice crop that thrived in the shallow sun-warmed paddies. Men waded waist-deep into the muddy water, carrying large, bell-shaped bamboo baskets known as N, their tops open to the sky and their bottoms flared to trap slippery mudfish and field crabs. With practiced, rhythmic lunges, they thrust the heavy baskets down into the opaque water, feeling the subtle vibrations of captured fish against the bamboo ribs. Nearby, the women expertly separated young, fragile rice seedlings from their densely packed nursery beds, binding them into small, manageable sheaves with a drit banana leaves. Bending perfectly at the waist, they moved backward in a straight, unbroken lean, plunging the delicate roots directly into the soft, submerged clay with a quick, decisive flick of the wrist. This methodical, synchronized labor transformed the barren mudflats into a breathtaking, geometric tapestry of vibrant, hopeful green, pulsing with the quiet life of the Delta. To honor the eternal elemental struggle between the mountain and the water, the spring festivals feature the deeply symbolic art of traditional wrestling, held within a circular ring of soft, sifted river sand. The competitors did not seek to strike or injure, but engaged in a complex, mesmerizing dance of leverage, gravity, and absolute physical balance. Wearing only simple, tightly wound cotton loincloths, the wrestlers approached the center, their bare feet sinking firmly into the sand to establish an unbreakable connection with the earth. They locked arms and shoulders, their breathing synchronized and heavy, waiting for the subtle microscopic shift in their opponent's center of mass. When a movement finally occurred, it was swift and fluid, resembling the sudden, unstoppable surge of a river current meeting the unyielding resistance of a deep-rooted tree. A victor was declared only when the opponent's back gently touched the sand. A peaceful, athletic reenactment of Tin's receding waters yielding gracefully to the enduring, solid foundation of Tin Mountain Kingdom. As the evening shadows lengthened across the newly planted fields, the villagers gathered beneath the sprawling canopy of the ancient communal banyan tree to listen to the deep, weeping resonance of the Jagan bee. This extraordinary, uniquely Vietnamese instrument was crafted from a single, hollowed length of dried bamboo, strung with one continuous silk thread, stretched tight across a flexible carved horn. The blind musician did not pluck chords, but gently tapped the single string with a bamboo plectrum, using his left hand to expertly bend the flexible horn, physically stretching and slackening the silk. This subtle, continuous manipulation of tension produced a continuous, sliding pitch that perfectly mimicked the natural tonal cadence of the spoken Vietnamese language. Through the crying, melancholic voice of the single string, the musician recounted the legend of the princess, the mountain, and the river. The music swelled like the heavy monsoon floods, then settled into a low, comforting vibration, embedding the ancient history deeply into the quiet, resting minds of the listening children. Now, the great bronze drums of the Hung kings have long since fallen silent, resting beneath layers of rich, dark earth, yet the profound balance they struck remains quietly alive. The high, misty peaks of Bavi still stand absolute and unmoving, sheltering the lowlands with the ancient, enduring promise of the mountain lord, and the vast, winding rivers still flow with the deep, necessary memory of Tin, bringing the essential, life-giving silt that nourishes the endless, golden rice fields. As you lay resting tonight, allow the deep, rhythmic breathing of the Delta to become your own. Feel the solid, grounding strength of the earth supporting your heavy body, completely safe and entirely at peace. Let the gentle, continuous flow of the ancient river wash away every lingering thought, carrying your weary mind down into the deep, quiet valleys of an unbroken, dreamless slumber. The elements are perfectly balanced. The ancestors are resting, and it is time for you to close your eyes and surrender to the night.